Season's greetings from Bowman from BWOne.com and especially Thundery from BorderWork.com, who says, be merry, be joyful, and have a happy holiday season. Or he'll fire your ass. Bluetooth. Bowman here from BWOne.com.
And Thunder E from BorderWork.com.
And this is the tech shout out. And in this video, the tech shout out, we're going to talk about the iPhone on Verizon. So there's been a lot of rumors that have been ramping up recently about, AT&T losing their exclusive contract with the iPhone sooner than people expected.
Well, it does end in 2010, right?
I think it's a 5-year deal, and I think it doesn't end until 2011.
Oh, okay.
I think officially it doesn't end until 2011. Don't quote me on that, but there's just been a lot of these rumors because AT&T's had so much problems with their network. Not surprising there, but now the iPhone's going to be on Verizon, and people are like, oh yeah, the iPhone's going to just dominate on Verizon and stuff like that. I said, I don't know about that now. You could have said that, I feel,
early last
year, but now with the success of phones such as the HTC Imago, the Touch Pro 2, and the Motorola Droid, which is probably one of Verizon's fastest selling smartphones probably ever. Are they going to be that interested in getting the iPhone? I think that's a little bit debatable.
I mean, it is. I mean, also, I know very well that a lot of power users are on Verizon because of the network, and that's also BlackBerry at the same time.
That's a huge BlackBerry.
That's
BlackBerry
a huge BlackBerry market.
Huge BlackBerry market.
So are those people going to switch over? We know how it can be slightly stressful for most IT guys in companies to have BlackBerry service, even in some remote way trying to run on an iPhone or any. We all know that's stressful. I mean, it's easy at any other platform. It's easy at any other platform.
I can attest to that.
So businesses, I don't think will jump on that opportunity, even if it came. That's of course if it came.
If it came, and if it's going to be a world phone, or if it's going to be, there's a lot of ifs and that. I don't think Verizon is going to be that outgoing to go and get the iPhone on their network. I mean, it'll be an interesting talk between the two of them now, because where iPhone had its dominance and sort of not, they might still be like the more popular kind of the phone of phones out there, but as far as like right now, the media and marketing attention, it's all towards Android right now. And definitely. For the iPhone's kind of taking a little bit of a step back in that sense. It's still a highly popular phone, but I think from the 3G to 3GS, where you really got nothing but a faster processor from the compass side of the thing, it really it really didn't make any. It really wasn't anything different. And he recently just got MMS.
Yes. I mean, I think it's one of those things where I think iPhone is slowly reaching its saturation point, because if you really think about it, let's just put Verizon aside and look at the whole industry market with all the different carriers. The fact that Android itself is now diverse itself across all carriers except AT&T, of course. Shows that
Nexus will fix that.
Exactly, shows that it is possible. Although right now they said with the Nexus testing there is no 3G with AT&T.
You can't. In the end of the day, does that really matter for the iPhone users that bought the first iPhone didn't have 3G on it, and that was like a known thing? Yes. It was like the biggest problem with it. Yes. And what does it matter anyway? Half of the AT&T users aren't using 3G when they're using their iPhone. They're on the edge data network because the 3G doesn't work, or they have 3G in their market. Have you seen the map?
yeah. I mean, true. But I think also, just like you said, the hype of what not the hype, but just what Android has done in the market has totally changed things. The fact that you can have various Android phones that are fashioned to you, is very key there, which Apple doesn't have. And also, going back to the saturation point, everyone had an iPhone, so to speak. You have a friend. I mean, most people don't want to be everyone.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
so
some people just mind not just want it just because everybody else has it, and I think Android gives you a variety of phones, where iPhone is just one iPhone. That's kind of Apple's. That's their way of the way they sort of. That's the way they've always kind of done their business, and they're in a cell phone game where that isn't necessarily the best way to go. It's funny. I always said the thing that's going to prevent the iPhone from being the dominant force it probably would have been if it was on Verizon was going to be AT&T's network. And now it's like it's 23 years later. What I said before is now coming to fruition. They can't handle like their network's not, the 3G network's not built for the data the data that they're
trying to push. Yeah,
they're trying to push out there. You know, recently got MMS. I mean, literally that's talking about 10-year-old technology that just now.
10.
It's probably more than that. But now it's just coming onto the iPhone, and even that is still kind of coochie at best.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things where, I mean, it's a nice thought. Let's put it that way. It's a nice thought to have there. I don't think for Verizon as a company, you know, I mean, we've heard rumors of Verizon even, you know, rejected Nexus because I guess maybe they want other things, or they looking. Verizon as a company is at a position where they can pick and choose what they want.
They're the Walmarts of the cell phone game.
You know.
Anybody, if you want to know what I mean by that reference, Walmart doesn't go out to go get products. People try their products in Walmart.
Yeah.
And Walmart forcibly sets the price of what they want,
exactly.
and then they put it out there. Like, you have to try out to be in a Walmart store, unless you're one of the bigger companies. But even then, if you want your products in Walmart, you got to go try out for Walmart.
Exactly.
And that's sort of the same thing with Verizon. They have the ability, because at the end of the day, the iPhone didn't destroy their subscriber base, because AT&T was in the lead by merger, still ahead of subscribers when the iPhone came out, and then they lost that with the iPhone out. Yeah. So it's funny that people say it's all about cool phones.
Service does count.
I think service is honestly probably 60%. Of why people will stay with the carrier. You know, the iPhone Verizon is just one of those candy ideas. It's just one of those. It's one of those ideas.
It is definitely true.
I mean, want that.
You're on Verizon.
Yeah.
I'm on T-Mobile. I mean, for me, you know, T-Mobile doesn't have a 3G network, but I love the service. I mean, if I call customer service,
network.
I mean, they don't have you say as good as say Verizon.
Oh yeah, but at least they'll admittedly say that say that they're not.
And the way customer service is handled for me there works great, and it's hard for me to even think of moving. Now on Verizon, he gets a network that it's there, it's stable, it works.
3G has worked for me from the moment that they brought it out. I remember when I had the VX8000 on LG as one of the first 3G phones from Verizon. I always had 3G data coverage. I've never been to a spot where I didn't have solid coverage. And even at that, they bumped up the speed of the 1X that it's decent enough that I can still get by and still use the data, or still make an email and do all that stuff. I don't need to make a call and be on the internet at the same time. I'm sorry. That's a nice fancy feature at AT&T, but I could really care less about that.
But you know, we still can do it on Android anyway.
Yeah,
and Android phone. So
whatever.
But anyway, I mean,
but it's and that's the other thing about that. That was a nice thing about with Android. Reason the G1 came out and it didn't sort of pull a lot of Verizon users away. It's because they were waiting on the network. And then when finally the Droid came along, look how many they've sold.
Yeah.
What I think is going to happen, and this is sort of my idea, I do think an iPhone will come to Verizon. Keyword, an iPhone.
Yeah.
I do not think it will be the iPhone that we know of. There has to be some distinct difference between the iPhone on AT&T and the iPhone that could potentially be on Verizon for there to be an iPhone Verizon. I just don't see them pulling the same phone out and say, hey, it's available on Verizon. BlackBerry doesn't even really do that. You know, they make several different models. There's the BlackBerry Bold 9700, and then there's the BlackBerry Tour on Verizon. They segment it out, and Apple's going to have to learn that's what they're going to have to do if they want to stay in the cell phone game.
Yeah, I mean, true. It's just one of those things where, personally, I don't think. I think the possibility might be there. I think if Apple comes to Verizon and says this is what we have, Verizon might even say no, forget it. Because right now you're looking at a situation where, in my view, Motorola has done a great job in going to Verizon and saying, guys, look, we want to save our company. We have this great OS that I know you like. We're building a solid phone for you, and they're going to come with different. And HTC is going to do the same thing. And Verizon probably wants to take the same way in the sense where Motorola has now done with T-Mobile, where you now have the blur acting for a different market of their segment, and eventually probably they might even break it down the same way BlackBerry does for them, where they have different phones,
the BlackBerry
different
Curve,
segments,
the BlackBerry Bold, you have those BlackBerry Tour, you have different segments of it
for them. So. If say Verizon, Apple came to meet Verizon now and brought something solid to them, they might say yes. If it's by the end of the year, say towards September or so, I don't think Verizon will pick it up because by that time I think Android would have really put its stamp
down.
And we basically Verizon can say, look, we have BlackBerry, we have Android, okay.
Yeah. But the important thing is we want to know what you think about this whole thing. The iPhone, Verizon, how you think it's going to happen. What are your thoughts on if it does happen, if it doesn't happen, or how it's going to happen? We shared our thoughts here. You can share your thoughts by posting a video response. Just either just post this video, or you can type a text response below. You can go to BWOne.com, borderwork.com. The links are in the description. Just click on there. You can start a discussion on there. Let us know what you think. So this is Bowman from BWOne.com.
And Fundy from borderwork.com.
Reminding you to follow us on Twitter at BWOne.com.
Borderwork.com.
Subscribe to our RSS feeds. Subscribe to our YouTube pages. And always remember to live your tech world in high definition.
And always enjoy the entertainment.